Joining us now is the chairman of the Texas Democratic Party, Kendall Scudder. Kendall, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me here. I appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate you. You know, I understand you left. You're in Chicago. What compelled you to do so?
So I'm the chairman of the Texas Democratic Party, and I wanted to be here with our delegation who are standing up to make sure that the Trump administration and these Republicans can't avoid accountability in the 2026 midterm. The reality is when someone like you or me mess up, we're held accountable for it. But when Republicans promised you they weren't going to cut your Medicaid and Medicare, and they did it anyways, when they started publicly talking about privatizing Social Security, when they started shutting down rural hospitals, passing these tariffs that are the largest tax increase on working class families in my lifetime, they are trying to avoid accountability for their actions by rigging the 2026 election and stealing seats away from the American voters. We aren't going to let it happen. So we're in Chicago fighting back and making sure that we do not let this sham of a process go through, and the voters are allowed to have a voice in the next midterm election.
Well, we know there's a ton of passion on your side, but I do want to highlight, you know, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, he signaled he supports the immediate arrest of Texas Democrats who left the state. The Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives, Dustin Burrows, he issued a warning to Democrats. This was just yesterday, writing on X, quote, "The Texas House will be convening at 3 p.m. tomorrow. If a quorum is not present then, to borrow the recent talking points from some of my Democratic colleagues, all options will be on the table." So how do you see this one playing out, and what is the sentiment amongst your colleagues?
Well, look, Ken Paxton isn't a very bright person. If brains were leather, he couldn't saddle a June bug. Okay, the reality is he doesn't have the ability to come into a completely different jurisdiction than the one that he's elected to and start trying to arrest people. And they don't have the ability, because of separation of powers, to just start removing people from the legislature that they disagree with. That is completely against what the entire process should be here. And I think the voters know that, and they see that. The reality is this special session was supposed to have been called to deal with flood relief. 137 Texans are dead. And there was one hearing for them and 7 on political maps. They are not doing the business of the people of our state. They're playing political games with their lives, and we are refusing to participate in that process.
So, you know, you do have the other side stating this, that, you know, all of this, the Texas Select House Committee on Congressional Redistricting, they voted to advance these maps. You have majorities, GOP, in both chambers, also with the governor, and that all of this wouldn't be a rigged outcome if this proposed map went into effect. You know, it would be the outcome of these majorities. What do you say to some of those criticisms and pushback here?
Sure, it passed out of that committee, but the vast majority of public testimony was that they did not want these maps to go into effect. What they're really trying to do is drive a spear through the heart of minority representation in this country. If they're successful in Texas, they're going to try to do it all across the country. They won't stop until the United States Congress is wider than it was pre-Reconstruction. They're trying to deny people representation because they disagree with the way that they've been governing and the way they've been operating. People know that these tariffs are the largest tax increase on working class families in our lifetime. And if given the opportunity, they will hold Republicans accountable for what they've done over the last 7 months. All they're trying to do is avoid accountability. And that's something people like you and me don't have the opportunity to do. They're politicians playing games with people's lives. We will not let it happen.
Well, on the other side now, you have governors in some blue states threatening to do the same. We'll see how all of this plays out. Kendall Scudder, certainly appreciate you weighing in this morning. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.